Hi, I'm Hunter with Wooster Meats, and today we're going to walk you through processing a deer and show you everything that happens to it and how it's handled from the time that you drop it off. So it starts right here as soon as you drop off a deer. This is where we receive them, and we put a tag on them with your name and the confirmation number for the deer. We take your cutting instructions, and then this is where we skin the deer. And once it's skinned, we take it right back into our cooler. And the cooler stays at 36 degrees, 34 to 38 degrees all the time. The deer hang in here for 3 to 8 days, depending on how fast we're turning them around. From there, it goes into our cutting room. And this is the room where we do all of our cutting. From here, we do the grinding, we do the vacuum packaging, and a lot of times, on a normal production day, we'll have a whole assembly line here. I'll have some assistants in here that will be grinding and packaging as I'm cutting. Today, I'm gonna walk you through the whole process on my own. And we do have 2 window AC units in here with CoolBots. This room is insulated to an R value of, I think, R24. So these units are capable of cooling it in here if we need it, but it's cool enough outside that the temperature in here is staying optimal. So we'll go ahead and get started breaking down this deer. Breaking it down into primals is always the same. I'm gonna remove the front quarters here. And as I always say, we guarantee that you get your meat back. So it's important that we keep things organized in here. This tag has the name and confirmation number on it. So that tag will stay with the deer as it moves through the process. So if we were working on multiple deer, we would have one deer on the table being cut and then another one being ground and packaged. And we keep those separated. So one table is one customer, another table is a different customer. And the tag stays with the meat all the way through the process. So that's how we know for sure whose meat is whose. So I've got everything removed from the carcass or from the skeleton here. I did remove the meat from between the rib bones. That'll get ground into the ground venison for this customer. I do want to mention that if I do receive a deer from you that is gut shot or that has, for whatever reason had stomach contents spilled inside the body cavity, I will not use the rib meat. It's not going to be good. So I don't always use it. I just sort of use my own judgment on that because I don't want to return a product to you that is going to be unpleasant to eat or unsafe. So do know that. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this carcass, and then we'll go ahead and start breaking down these primals into further edible products. So here we're breaking down the hind quarter. I'm going to show you just the way I debone it, and then the roasts that come out of it, and the muscles that I primarily use for jerky. If you like roasts, this here is the sirloin tip roast, supposedly the best roast on a deer. If you ask for one roast, I give you this one by default, and then if you ask for more than 1 or 2, I will then add the top round and the flat round as additional roasts. Also make good roasts, but that's where those come from. Real quick, we're just gonna show you the different ways to have the back strap handled and returned to you. There's different ways to cut steaks. If you have me do steaks, the way that I cut them is I have the back strap, the whole back strap here with the silver skin on the back removed. And I'm just gonna cut it into pieces, 3 inches, 4 inches long, maybe smaller, depending on the height of the back strap. It's gonna be about like that. If you ask for medallions or chops, the way I cut those is just a little bit smaller. That there is a chop, kind of looks like a fillet, like from beef. If you want your back straps butterflied, this is how we cut those. I'll cut them twice as thick and then cut down to the silver skin, and that is a butterflied back strap. All right, so once we have cut up the deer and we've collected all of the trim, we're gonna go ahead and grind the trim into ground venison, or burger as we usually label it. We've added 10% pork fat to this lean venison per this customer's preference. We've already ground it once through a 10mm plate, and we're going to grind it once more through a 4.5mm plate to get the perfect grind consistency for burgers and any other application for ground meat. So here we go on the second grind. So once all of the trim is ground, we're ready to bag everything and then go ahead and vacuum seal it, and then everything just needs a label, and then it will be boxed up and frozen, and then it's ready to be returned to the customer. So that's our process here at Wooster Meats to take a deer from whole to edible products. Everything's well packaged, vacuum packaged, and it will be all boxed up. When the customer receives it, we'll give them a call, arrange a pickup time, and then they will have delicious deer products from the deer that they harvested to share with family and friends.